If the URL won't have A Ward and Geechi Gotti Part 2, I know someone who will. Check me out. What's going on, everybody? This is Temperature Check. I am your host as always, man. Mr. Check the Temperature. How y'all doing? Before we get started with today's content, I must do what I always do anytime you see me on your screen, and that's thank you guys for the likes, comments, shares, most importantly, those subscriptions. So whether you be a day one fan, somebody who just started rocking with the channel today, man, I greatly appreciate it. And if you're loving what I got going on my YouTube and you want to see more of me, easy money, man. You follow me, I'll follow you right back. We'll build this thing up together. So check me out on Twitter, Mr. Temp Check. Hit me up on Instagram, Mr. Check the Temperature. I'm even on Clubhouse now, Mr. Temp Check. But before we get started with today's content, man, I gotta thank each and every single one of you guys for the continued love and support, man. Continue to share out the broadcast. Continue to comment and like on these videos. You know what I'm saying? We building over here. We still young. We still in year one. We have not reached our first year on this platform. So we got a long way to go, man. I know everybody looking at the success that I have right now, but I'm like number 10 millionth ranked in bloggers in the world. Until I got one of them top 10 spots in the world, we got a lot of work to do. But let's get right off into it, man. A Ward versus Geechi Gotti. This is a battle that actually happened in the Midwest. It happened in the small town of Wichita, Kansas. Now, a lot of you people may not know a lot about Wichita, Kansas outside of Wichita State. But being from the Midwest is definitely one of the cities that I know about. This was a battle that happened a few years ago. And you could tell, man, you know, Geechi Gotti was in a different place. A Ward, as a battle rapper, was in a different place. Geechi Gotti was still wearing tall tees. He was still wearing a tall tee with the one tooth. So we know he was in a different place because, you know, he's studioing now, you know what I'm saying? He got his own clothing brand. He got his own podcast. He got his own battle rap league. So things have definitely elevated for the both of them. But now these talks are starting to happen again. You're starting to see the back and forths on Twitter. You're starting to see some of the promotion on YouTube. Shout out to Champion. I see you, Jay Black. You're starting to see these interviews starting to come up. And anytime when there's smoke, there's fire. It might be simmering, but it's cooking, baby. Oh, it's cooking. So let's talk about A Ward. Let's talk about A Ward real quick. My personal belief. I believe that A Ward is the most dangerous non-URL battler in the world. I don't think there is a battle rapper that has not graced the URL yet outside of that is better than A Ward. If they have never touched the URL stage, they're not better than A Ward. I like, you're going to have to prove it. You're really going to have to prove it to me. You have no experience on URL and you're still better than A Ward? Absolutely not. But the thing about A Ward is A Ward gets URL talent. Let's make no mistakes about it. He just battled Ill Will, one of the most dangerous battle rappers who's been on one of the most craziest runs here in the last couple years, and people arguably have him winning it. I have him winning the first and the third. I got him winning the first and the third. So again, when we are talking about A Ward, man, you're talking about a horseman, a Christian battle rapper, someone who likes to entertain, man. He likes to be a freelance artist. He doesn't like to be tied down to one league. We've seen him on multiple platforms. We've seen him on KOTD. We've seen him on RBE. You know what I'm saying? He's battled on small leagues all over the country, all over the world. But that one big stage, the stage the battle rap community says matters the most, won't have him. Why is that, P? Why is that, Smack? Why is that, Beasley? Why can we not get A Ward on the URL? What's up with that? So here's my thing. A Ward doesn't want to be tied. He doesn't want to be a URL artist. You got these battle rappers signing these Scottie Pippen 3-year 21 battle deals, and they can't battle nowhere else. They can't get bread nowhere else. So if you don't have a battle for them, if you don't have a bag for them, they can't go get another bag from someone else. That don't make no sense. That's what the 1099 tax ID information is for. Individual entity is what these battle rappers are supposed to be treated as. But again, like I said, some of them like the longevity, they like the consistency. They like to know where their checks are going to be coming from. They want to see the same names on their checks. You know what I'm saying? Getting a flat rate fee for however many years they sign that contract. Okay, I guess. But A Ward is dangerous. Let's not make no mistake about it. And the crazy thing about A Ward, his talent is being noticed by URL battlers. URL battlers are advocating for A Ward to come to the URL. Don't forget, last summer, T-Top was throwing shots at A Ward, trying to get him to battle on the URL. Not to mention, he kind of skipped over that swamp battle, but we ain't gonna talk about that. That's a different conversation for a different day. We back on this A Ward and Geechi thing. Geechi Gotti has been advocating for A Ward to come to the URL. You already know the Horsemen, Loso, Saga, Oops. They're lobbying for him to come to the URL. But the URL only wants him under certain pretenses. You want him to do a free battle? You wanted him to do a free... Are you serious? Think about where he's at right now. Even if he was placed at number 20 for battlers in the world, we're talking top battlers in the world. You're talking about a top 20 battler that you want to get a freebie for? You want to get a tax write-off for? Oh, no. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. And neither is A Ward. And so, you know, I'll be honest with you. When I heard about the Ultimate Madness 3 tournament, I thought that this would be a great opportunity for someone like A Ward. Because y'all don't want to give him, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to give him a known spot. You don't want to give him a Summer Madness spot. So why couldn't you put him in a tournament? Oh, wait, because he probably would have won the damn thing. That's why. You would have hated for someone who he was just coming to the URL on a work visa. He just wants to do 3-4 battles, you know what I'm saying? And he out. Want to be a visitor, don't want to stay. You know what I'm saying? He has an Airbnb. He doesn't buy a home. He just wants to grace the stage. You know what I'm saying? Get that off his bucket list. But if you would have put him in that Ultimate Madness 3 tournament, understand, he probably would have been a very heavy favorite. He would have been a top 4 favorite up there with Geechi, up there with Rum Nitty. So when you go back to this Geechi Gotti versus A Ward battle the first time around, A Ward won this battle 3-0. Now Geechi Gotti is a Hall of Famer already. Geechi Gotti, you can arguably probably deserves to be in the discussion for Mount Rushmore right now if he ends his career. Who else does he need to battle? Who else? You may not like a Geechi Gotti performance, but he's consistent, man. He's consistent and he's getting better, just like A Ward has. And when you think about a Geechi Gotti, you have to think about in all areas of battle rap that he touches. Obviously, he's the flag bearer for the URL, but he's also the flag bearer for the Riot. So when you think about this battle, if the URL and A Ward can't get this battle done, but on their platform, on their battle rap event, at a battle rap event hosted by the URL, you know where he's gonna end up? The Riot. The Riot is a great in-between league, man. The Riot, Bullpen, Battle League, those are great in-between leagues. Why? Because those leagues have a lot of credibility. We believe that those battles do count. And it's a great in-between between the two entities, that being the URL, that being RBE. That way, Geechi Gotti can battle the people that maybe the URL can't get under contract, like a Calico. Don't be surprised if you see a Geechi Gotti versus Calico on the Riot. So don't. Also, Geechi Gotti versus A Ward, if the URL keep playing these games, it's going to happen. The URL will lose this battle to the Riot. You're going to have Geechi Gotti versus A Ward on the Riot. That's a win-win for Geechi Gotti because I'll be honest with you. Geechi Gotti almost has an unblemished career. He does. He does. Again, you can argue wins and losses, but he's gotten some of the best and he's had classic moments in most of his battles. I'm just saying, these are just things to think about. So if A Ward and Geechi Gotti were to go down, either on the URL or the Riot, who wins? I mean, that's the biggest thing. Who wins? Now, in that original battle that they had with each other, there was no rebuttals. And we know A Ward rebuttal game crazy. But so is Geechi Gotti's. He's getting better. He is getting better. He is becoming a better freestyle rebuttaler. Geechi Gotti needs to win this battle. Geechi Gotti needs to win this battle to right the wrong that was done years ago. But A-Ward, this coming off the ill will, Geechi Gotti right now would by far be his biggest battle and his biggest opportunity. Because if he arguably beat Ill Will, and he can arguably beat Geechi Gotti, two-time champion of the year. Think about it. Geechi Gotti is two-time champion of the year the same year. He was champion of the year the same year he lost to A-Ward. Something to think about. Just something to think about. But I'm excited for the potential of this battle, man. I think you're going to get a potential battle of the year. I think A-Ward said it best on Champion on his interview. You're definitely going to get one of those ones. I think it's going to be an instant classic. And like A-Ward said, it's not because he has that squeaky clean persona, that personality, that Christian background. He doesn't have a lot of battles with storylines. But storylines sell fights. Storylines will sell a fight. So I'm definitely interested to see this battle. But what do y'all think? Do you want to see this battle? Does it need to be on the URL in order for it to count? And give me your reasons why the URL will not book A-Ward, even though they know. Okay, let's be honest with you. A-Ward right now is beating 90% of the URL roster off the rip. Off the rip. He's beating 90% of the URL roster. It's not too many names that I'm going to second guess when you match him up with A-Ward. Just being honest. We need to really put more respect on A-Ward's name as it pertains to battle rap, knowing that he's not going to be doing this forever. These battle rappers are not going to be doing this forever. So give that man his bag. Let him get this off his bucket list. URL, Smack, P, Beasley. Make it happen, man. Quit playing these games. Y'all know we want to see it. And you know, I think you're scared. I'm not going to lie. I think you're scared. I think you're scared of what A-Ward would do to your roster and what he would do to the algorithm that is the URL success. Because, again, if he gets in that tournament, he's at least going to make it to the Final Four. I can guarantee you that. I would honestly have him winning depending on what side of the bracket he fell on. But then, because, you know, historically, URL has, like, the PGs or the Crucibles. And that's the type of system, this farm system, kind of like the minor leagues for battle rap. They have these minor leagues that, you know what I'm saying, they kind of groom their talent. They work with their talent. They nurture their talent to give them the best opportunity to be the best that they possibly can. Okay, I get all that. But what did you do when Cassidy battled Goods? I don't remember Cassidy getting a Crucible battle. I don't remember Cassidy getting a PG battle. So why, if A-Ward is 30 times the battle rapper Cassidy is, why would he need to do a PG? Why would he need to do a Crucible? Why would he need to work for free? Help me understand. I'm just saying. But this is Temperature Check. I am your host as always, man. Mr. Check the Temperature. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. And you know, we just getting started.